Sup guys, Wizrox here. Now this is going to be, as much as it doesn't look like it, this is a future check episode. But I just want to start with a bit of gameplay video real quick. Because if you head over to my channel, you'll see I got a new keyboard for my PC build today. And I'm playing around with this, so I'm playing it currently. You can barely hear the keyboard. So I'm trying to see how much noise I can make with normal playing. You can barely hear it. There we go. So that's that. And there'll be Minecraft gameplay in the background when there's not a picture, because there's no video for me to show you this week. So there will just be me messing around on this map, which isn't mine. That's all covered on my channel. Head over there. The link will be above. So today we're going to be discussing flying cars, simply. Flying cars are supposed to be technology of the future because they're cars that can also fly. Which, you know, I understand. You're like, oh, a car that flies. What could ever go wrong? Well, it's a car at first. The problem I have with these flying cars is they look very wide on first impressions. I'm going to get a photo up right here. And you can see that the car itself is extremely wide. Well, it's not extremely wide, but it's relatively wide. And for a car, this one, I believe it is, travels at up to 115 miles an hour on land and in air. And yeah, so if we cross over to the next one, looking at this one, again, it's relatively wide. Its wings are collapsed, as you can see. And the problem I have with those collapsed wings is they're still wings. So what if something fails? I mean, it is road legal. I've looked it up. It is road legal. You can drive it in America on the roads as long as its wings are up. But that's not my problem with it. I'm alright with driving that. The problem is the fact that there are wings, and they're digitally open. So what if someone manages to, I don't know, say accidentally open the wings, a child accidentally opens the wings unknowingly, and you're driving around with open wings, and how dangerous could that be? It could potentially get very dangerous. With open wings, you'd either destroy your wings, which would be expensive, or you destroy someone else's car, which is also pretty damn expensive. So you have to think about those things. My mouse clicking as me playing Minecraft. Once you see the pictures, if you can't tell. So that's the issue I have with that. Then there's the other issue I have to do with takeoff and landing. Okay, so we have to remember this is like an airplane. You can't have a stationary takeoff. You need some form of runway, and that requires long flat roads. So the question I have is, where are you getting these long flat roads from? You need something like an airplane runway, literally. You need a runway, and runways aren't cheap. Let's put it that way. You need a way to do all your stuff, and I think the fact that you need to hire a runway for takeoff and landing, that gets on the expensive side. The car itself isn't very fast, obviously, inland or in air, but it costs. The car that you see now is currently being sold at $280,000, which isn't that cheap, to be honest, for a car. I mean, yes, I know cars which like the Bugatti Veyron, which costs £1 million. That's because it's the fastest road legal car you can buy. So that's got legitimate reasoning behind it, and I think there's the issue with, will it be worth the cost, potentially? I just don't think that car, a car which you probably wouldn't fly that much anyway, costing $280,000. Yeah, I think that's it for that point. But one of the last points I want to make, if not the last, I think this will be, is that this car, you will need 2 licenses, I'd assume. I mean, it's not confirmed, I haven't checked that, but I assume you'd need 2 licenses. Why? One for driving, obviously, and one for flying. So they can't just let any random person into this car, can they? So you need someone who can drive and fly at the same time. So that either means having 2 people in it, which, you know, can be a hassle sometimes, if it's someone you don't particularly like, or if it's a long journey. It's either that, or you learn how to fly as well, which, you know, courses take years to be able to fly commercial planes. Not that this is a commercial plane, but, you know, it still takes a long time to learn how to fly, and that's what you're going to have to do, spend ages learning how to fly, because that's what you have to do, know how to fly. So there's also that costs a lot of money as well, obviously, pilot training and experience you need to gather and all that jazz. And I think that's one of the potential downfalls of this. It's the fact that how many people actually learn how to fly a plane for these purposes? Because I personally wouldn't, to be honest. I wouldn't learn how to fly a plane just so I can fly one, go, hey, look at me, I'm flying a plane. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth the however many thousands of dollars or pounds or wherever you live it would cost. You'd spend near enough, probably $500,000. This is a guess, complete guess. You'd spend near enough $500,000. So that's almost $300,000 on a car plane alone, plus whatever for the training. I'm not sure how much that costs. But after that, all you get is a car which barely drives, a plane which barely flies, and in the end you just have something like a mishmash, and this is potentially 3, maybe even 4 years on, when you don't even want a flying car anymore, because there might be the next big thing in 3-4 years time, whatever it may be. So you have to watch out for that. You have to be mindful that potentially, unless you can already fly, this is going to cost you a lot, and I mean a lot of money. It's not just the car, the training and everything like that as well. So you guys really need to think about it. I mean, I'm not saying stop. This is barely technology of the future, because it's obviously out and you can buy them today. But the improvement on this is definitely of the future, and you're going to need a lot of experience to be able to fly it and to drive it. The question is, do you have the money to spend on driving lessons and flying lessons and the car and whatever gear you may need and the repairs, because repairs will be required. I mean, it's just like any other vehicle, you're going to have to fix it every now and again, and if you can't fix it, you're going to have to pay someone else to fix it, and who's going to do that? So it's a question of, it may seem fun and awesome, but is it practical in the long run? That's a question I have for you guys. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.